going on there, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? And it's time for an episode of P&Q, and I'm recording this on the Saturday, so I've got a couple of days to sort it out if there's any problems. I've had a couple of technical issues lately with different things, sound and various other things. Anyway, on with the show. If you're new to the show, this is the question and answer series where you get to ask me questions or write comments, and the following week I respond. Or if you happen to leave them or send them after I've recorded it, I'll just do it the following week. Anyway, we're all caught up this time, so there's no problem there. You can do this one of two ways. You can either pop your comment or question down below in the comment section below this video, or you can email me directly at miniwarzone@gmail.com if you want an anonymous response. And I know a lot of people like to do that. I say a lot of people, it's about 4 or 5 of you now, but a couple of regulars. But saying that, I've got one email this week from a new subscriber, so welcome on board and thanks for jumping straight in with it. So I'm going to start with that because that's the only email I've got, and then I've got 7 questions or comments to go through from the previous week. So starting with the email then, and it says, "Hi there, I've been looking for Q&As in this wargaming community for ages and have only just discovered yours." And in bold, "Why is this?" with question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. That's not my question. I see that you invite emails, so I thought, why the heck not? What the heck, why not? I would like to know if you watch other Q&A videos from other channels, and would you go back and watch them all from the start, or do you tend just to watch them from the point of discovery? Thanks, kind regards, blah blah blah. Yes, I've watched several other Q&A videos, and I look for them, and I love them. I do watch them from the beginning, so from the point of discovery, I'll watch that one. Then I'll go back, as and when, and start watching it from the beginning. But then if it's like a weekly or fortnightly or monthly thing, I'll go back to it whenever it comes out and carry on watching it from there until I've caught up. And then it's just a case of getting the notifications. That's why I subscribe to them, and then it tells me that they've uploaded a video, so that's all cool. So yeah, so thank you for subscribing, and thank you for jumping in with this. Like I say, I always do emails anonymously. It's just easy. To begin with, I didn't, and then I said, well, if you state you want me to read out, it's easier to do it that way. In case you're in a place where you don't really want to, it's easier to just click a button and your screen comes up, or I'm just writing an email, because nobody really reads other people's emails in work, do they? Let's face it. I mean, that's, who can be bothered with that, right? Anyway, on with the rest of them. So we'll start with a General Splatten, and he says, "Great stuff, mate. Do you play your video games? If so, what?" And then, "Destiny is taking all my time right now. Awesome game." No, I don't, General. I don't play video games, but I used to. I used to play them a lot, but I'm going back a couple of generations of gaming console now. I suppose when I was at the height of video gaming, I was on my PS2, so that's how far back we're talking. My PS1, of course. I used to play things like Final Fantasy and games like that. I mean, Final Fantasy VII, I remember being in a different world for a couple of months on that game, and I wanted to get every little secret and unlock everything and complete the game, which I did. So games like that I used to get hooked into. And as for games nowadays, they're so realistic. It's probably a good thing that I'm not into them, because it would take up all my time, because I get hooked on things like that quite easily. But I'm more than happy to spend my energy in a hobby here and put together little plastic soldiers and things like that, and play games like board games and things like that, because I find it I don't know, I enjoy that, so I want to dedicate my time to that. But I understand how it can take up your time. I mean, I don't know this game Destiny, but they all seem pretty awesome these days. Moving on to JamJar34. Right, JamJar, and he says, great video, great presents too. What models are you looking to get in 2016, and from what armies do you hope to expand on? Wow. Expand on. Well, I'm continually expanding on my Tyrannid army, although I haven't got anything for ages for that, but that will be an ongoing process. Other armies to expand on? My Orcs and my Space Wolves, because at the moment I've just got those Fenrisian Wolves for the painting challenge that Edic is doing, and the Space Wolves from the Stormclaw box set, so I'll put those together later on, you know, and I'll get that up and running. And then obviously I'll be continuing with my Orcs. Else to expand, things like my Blood Angels and Ultramarines, I tend to expand out of spares and bits and bobs I find lying around. Just trying to think, looking around. I'd like to get another Imperial Knight of some description. I'm sorely tempted by the Betrayal at Calf box set, although I'm holding off. I'm just holding off on that one. Maybe, that's a maybe, but I think definitely another Imperial Knight at some point. I would like to get a couple of the scenery bits and bobs that Games Workshop do, like those pipes that you can get that come out of the ground. They look really cool. I very nearly bought a pack of their craters the other day because I want that. Other models. I would really like a Bloodthirster or something like that for Chaos, because I think that looks just a lovely model, beautiful model. I am looking at my Chaos models here now, and I'm definitely going to expand upon my Chaos army this year, I think. So there's a lot to go on. So Imperial Knight, Chaos, and of course all my other little bits and bobs that I've got going on in the background. My Hordes War Machine. I want to expand a Legion of Everblight for Hordes, and my Circle Orboros. I want to get some mercenaries. I'm going to expand on my Signar army. Oh, there's so many things. That's a great question. I could be here all day thinking about this. Wow. Maybe a little bit more on my Dark Angels. Who knows? A couple more tanky type things. Oh, I don't know. It's gonna be a good year. Very good year. That's something to be getting on with. And of course, there's always my secret project, which I will reveal soon enough. Right. Big Mech Dan Skull says, what was the first thing you painted with your airbrush, and were you satisfied with the results? Well, I don't think I've got him here with me. Actually, one moment. Here he is. Apart from doing tests on sheets of paper and things like that, the first model I used my airbrush on was my Brood Lord. And yes, I have to say I was very happy with the results of that, if you can see that there. I'm not even sure if I've got this on fixed focus or autofocus. It looks like it's on fixed focus. Seems to be okay, but you can see it all right, I think. That's funny. I didn't check to see what focus setting it was on. Anyway, onwards. Yes, so I was very happy with the results, and I've seen you doing your first attempts, and I'm going to be priming my Fenrisian Wolves, these guys here. I'm going to be priming these using my airbrush, and I'll be doing my first base colour with my airbrush as well. The Iwata you got, didn't you? Which is another, it was either that make or the Badger, which I opted for. You know, they both sounded really good, but I went for the Badger. But yeah, so looking forward to seeing what you're going to be doing with yours. Right, Victor Quez, is that how you pronounce it? Forgive me if it's a bad pronunciation. Victor Quez, and in brackets Neo Jarlax. Anyway, his question is: it is good to know more people about the hobby in the community. Not sure if you answered this question before. I am new to your channel. Welcome on board. Farewell, very welcome. What armies do you collect in 40k, and what is your favourite army? What armies do you collect in Age of Sigmar, and what is your favourite army? Well, I should have said at the beginning, don't worry about asking questions if they've been asked before. That's fine. I don't mind having the same questions and answering them again, because, I mean, some people don't want to go back and watch all the episodes, especially when you get to as many as I've done. Right. What armies do I collect in 40k? Well, in 40k I collect Ultramarines, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Tyranids, Orcs, Space Wolves, Chaos Space Marines. I think that's about it. If I've missed anything, I don't think so, but I think that's it. Age of Sigmar, all I've got at the moment is the models from the box set, but I will be expanding I'll be expanding the Chaos for sure. And the Sigmarites, and obviously it's opened up to get other fantasy models as well, and I have some. I'm thinking, I don't know, but it's opened up the possibilities of collecting some fantasy models, which I might look at, maybe not this year, but next year. But yeah, the possibilities are endless there. But yeah, so not as many for the Age of Sigmar. So more at the moment, more 40k. But that will change with time, and once I'm in my new studio and I get out there and I can move all this stuff out there, and I can get all my equipment set up and things, I will be able to expand at a greater rate of knots, all being well. So keep watching out for that. Okay, Idic Beer. Howdy, Nick. He says, nice one, Pete. So what was the most memorable hobby-related YouTube video of 2015 that you watched? Wow, what a question. Wow. Most memorable hobby-related YouTube video. Well, wow. I think one of the most memorable videos for me has to be I would say Martin McNeil's, he runs the War Games channel, that the video he put out when he was like kind of one of the early videos when he was in the store and he was going around filming all the areas, and it was like a building site, like World War III had gone off in there. It's just like, and I watched it and I thought, well, no, you're never going to get that done. That's so much work. And then, you know, obviously recently we've had the videos where the store's now open and he's operational and he's off the ground. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. But I think the memorable one was the one kind of mid-work, as it were, and just going around looking at all the stuff he had to do. And it wasn't the video itself, it was just a normal video. There was nothing outstanding about the way it was edited or anything like that. It was just a raw video of the store, and he was talking about what he hoped to do, and his, you know, obviously talking about his hopes and dreams for the store. And you're kind of watching it, and you're kind of willing good luck and fortune to go out to him and not to give up, because it looks such a cool venture. And to see it now, and it's actually taken off, and it's like, that's really, really good, and I'm so pleased for the guy. But that is probably the most memorable video for me, was that one. Well, there was a couple like that, but one of those. I have another memorable video. It was someone's man cave, actually, because I was into man caves. I mean, doing my studio and stuff, and someone's got their basement set up, and I can't remember who put it up, someone like Gaming Geek or someone like that. And if I do remember, I'll put links to the videos down below if I remember to do that. My memory's not that great, so if I don't, then I apologise. But yeah, definitely Martin McNeil's earlier video. Okay, so, yeah, so that's why it stood out to me, because I just the sheer amount of work involved that he was having to put in there, and I thought, wow, no way, you never get it done. I mean, I hope you do, and he has, thankfully. But I just looked there and thought, oh, I just felt a weight on the shoulders, like, you know, oh, so much work. I mean, I feel it with my studio. That's just one little room, you know. It's like, wow, and he's got all that store to do. But he's done it. So it is possible to get your hopes and dreams off the ground. The Dark Artisan, let's move on, else I'll be on this all day. He says, nice one, Pete. Love listening to your videos the last 2 or 3 days whilst painting. Good. I'll be staying tuned. Excellent. Happy New Year and all that. What's your favourite Star Wars film and why? Not including the new one, as I don't want spoilers. I've yet to see it. Haha. But that my favourite Star Wars, other than that, would be the first one, which is now Episode 4: A New Hope. Just because it's so iconic. I think the original version, unedited, unaltered, you know, the non-remastered one, the one prior to having all the extras thrown on top. The original where Greedo doesn't shoot and Han Solo just shoots him dead. That's the best one. And I've got that on DVD, I might add. Right, last one now. Heresy Productions says, oh, before I won't say anything about the new Star Wars film, but you're in for a treat. It's a good film. Alright, last question then. Heresy Productions says, nice one, Pete. So, do many of your personal friends play tabletop games? For me, initially, most of my friends did not, but I met folks locally, and over the years I've become friends with some folks I game with. That's where YouTube was very helpful for positive interaction with folks in the hobby before I knew others in the hobby. Other than my family, now I've only got one friend that plays Warhammer, and he's more of a Warhammer fantasy guy. The rest of them are people I've met through YouTube, clubs, things like that. So yeah, no, none of my other friends are into it really. I think some of them look at it and they think, yeah, I'd like to, but it feels too geeky for me, you know. Or it looks too much. It looks too expensive to get into, and I think we all agree. Yes, it is expensive, but it's not that expensive when you're into it. I mean, you don't go into the whole thing, you know, deep end first, do you? You kind of start small and work up. So yeah, so I've only got the one friend who's into it. Say my family play and board games and that. I've got friends that play board games and they like things like that. That's where things like I'll just pop this down here. That's where games such as Zombicide are good, because they're kind of a halfway point in between board gaming and tabletop gaming. And there's a lot more of these games coming out now, which is really cool, because I think that sort of game will draw more people into the hobby. They get games like Zombicide, Ghostbusters, the new one that's just come out. That looks really cool as well. And they'll get these games. Then, as most people, they go onto YouTube and things like that. Anyway, they'll see that loads of people have painted their models up, and I think, oh, I might have a go at that. And then, you know, they might get them into it that way, or if not, they're just happy to play the games for what they are. And yeah, but I like to paint up the models. So, but anyway, I'm rambling now. That usually means it's time to end the video, so I'll do that. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thanks to all my subscribers, and thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you for jumping on board. This is a regular question and answer show which goes on every Monday. I upload it every Monday, and I've done so for over a year now without fail. But I am tending to record them at the weekends now if I can, just because Mondays can be kind of busy for me for doing other things. So that just leaves me to say Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, all brushes lead to war.